Folks, I'm back. We're here in the man cave today, and I'm woman cave, person cave, whatever. What am I supposed to say? It's just a term of endearment, self endearment. We are finishing up questions. At this point, no one's listening. But I want to tackle a few great questions as always from Aaron, starting with question about Goodson's uprising, right? Sparking cultural movements, how to build a brand and change the world, or can we? Um, on page IX, right? So the preface, Goodson writes, quote, even though a movement can spread digitally, it still needs to have a physical world presence in the park, in the town square, or on the streets, end quote. Does this still hold true today, 6 years later? Right? The book was published 2012. Yes. Yeah, it can. It seems like with the ever social media presence, ever changing, ever evolving social media presence in the world, a movement could exist solely in a digital landscape. Okay, so yes. The However, one of the issues if a movement solely occurs online, then perhaps our action only happens online, right? So let's say someone's starting a change.org petition, or wants to get the voice out about something important, and they're using online format, and maybe I'm moved by that. Maybe I'm like, I agree with that idea. That sounds right by me. So I'm going to like it. Maybe I'll love it. Send them an emoji, send them an emoji or something like that. Rah rah rah, and then I'm gonna share it. I'll share it on this social media. I'll share it on that social media, and then that's it. Right? No dimes are coming out of my pocket. I'm not out in the street per se. I'm not taking off of work. I'm just approving, right? I'm just approving their message. This message has been approved by me. And so that limits the change itself. Would, follow-up question, the current teacher walkouts taking place across the country be a good example of the type of movements Goodson is describing in his preface? Yes, absolutely. And these movements are it's the physical presence of these movements that are having the actual social change, everywhere but this state. But yes, okay, but it wouldn't be as powerful or strong or get the attention if it didn't have that digital presence, that social media presence about it. So, good eye there. Chapter 1, page 15, Goodson also writes that a connection to a movement can be the best thing that ever happened to your company or brand, even if you're a brand of one, end quote. Could connecting to a movement backfire and be a bad business, bad for the brand, the image, and so on? Yes. People think about, Aaron just raised the question of the teacher strikes across the country, but we have seen that, and it got a lot of national attention even in the state of Oklahoma, right? Specifically their metropolitan area, Oklahoma City, the state capital. Some active physical protests taking place about 2 weeks before they decided to report back to work. Week 1, 80%, 80% polled, probably closer to 85 or 90% approval. Right? People were all for it. A lot of people are teachers. A lot of people know teachers. A lot of people like teachers. And a lot of people know how underpaid teachers are. Week 2 of it, that poll number went down to about 70%. Oh, really? In week 2 of and I'm local news affiliate polls, right? And I'm not saying it was a perfect poll. All polls are flawed. But it's the statistical gathering of multiple polls and multiple types of data, and gathering and assessment, and comparison and contrast that yield quality results. But all that to say, approval quickly waned. And while I personally was drawn to reading a lot of the social media comments, for better or worse, for however many years it took off my life, on social media sites. So there's both I don't want to make a negative comparison here, but there's a horror to it that's also like the kind you can't look away. Okay, so people with their names attached are saying the nastiest things these days. It's really in vogue to be just an awful human to other people, especially online, or mostly online. I don't drive around seeing people just yelling such horrific stuff at each other in the streets. Fortunately, for now, but where are we going with that? Good example. Teacher walkout, describing. I did it. Oops, I did it again. Concentration. It's Friday. It's Friday, people. I know, you could be watching this on a Saturday, on a Sunday, late at night, early morning, in the car, eating, and so on. But right here, right now, it's Friday. So we're feeling the Friday. The weather's just too nice for me to concentrate. Apologies. I was taking that somewhere significant too, and that stresses the importance, right? The social media impact. That a thought's here now and gone the next moment because look, somebody posted a GIF and it's so funny, haha. That I'm gonna stop caring for teacher pay and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get, and now that my kid is home for like 10 days. I'm feeling the pinch, and so now I'm mad at the teachers, right? And I want them to get back to work and stop being such liberal propagandists because guess what? I work even harder and I don't get 4 months off and right? All of which is just skewed perception of reality. But yes. So I saw people in Oklahoma get bitter toward the teachers by week 2. In the comment sections, that's where I was going, became toxic places. Whereas in the earliest days, first 3 days of the teacher walkout, not a strike. Strikes are illegal in the state of Oklahoma. It was a walkout. The walkout had overwhelming support, and including local strategic sampling from news affiliates' Facebook pages, comment sections, right? This is what I'm talking about. Overwhelming support, day 1 through 3. By week 2, a lot of toxicity, right? No, the meanies were coming out and they had vicious things to say, and they could care less about how much an educator was paid in the state of Oklahoma. Strategic sampling, Facebook, comment section, local news affiliates. 4, 5, and 9. Goodson discusses the barriers that had to be overcome for movements to take place on page 16. Those barriers have obviously been reduced and or removed with the introduction of internet and social media. Big factors. Big. Does it stand to reason that today's movers don't require the same passion or drive for movements as in the past, specifically because of technology? Not necessarily at all, would be my response there, because people may need more focus and patience at a time where the overwhelming majority of us are losing patience, where we're losing that focus and attentiveness. So we have less and less, and people need more and more to sustain a movement. That's the ultimate takeaway we want here. All right. What is the difference between a journalist and a citizen journalist mentioned on page 2? Journalist, I wrote above the word journalist a money sign, right? Money sign, but it's also, the reality is they're trained better, probably specific education and training and experience, and they're paid. Citizen journalist is just like, look at me, I shared my pictures of a tornado. I should be a meteorologist. But and then people want to defund, journalism and suggest all of it should be eradicated because people are willing to do this work for free. And the proper response is, but at what social cost? At what social cost? Okay, so the whole purpose of a freedom of the press and a press is that we are organizing, institutionalizing in a positive way the goods and services that come in an information economy. And we have more information in today's digital culture, not less. All right. Page 12, Lee Potter says, quote, the proportion of journalists in the UK working in print versions to newspapers fallen from 56 to 44% since 2012, while the proportion working online has risen from 26 to 52% same time. End quote. All this caused by a reduction of printed papers, or possibly part of the reason printed papers are failing? Yes, no. All publications should have some digital component now, and if they aren't, this is a total misnomer, or they will soon be out of business. Okay, so it's just a matter of ratios, percentages. I think I would suggest, with my educated opinion, right? On page 20, Lee Potter, are you still there? Lee Potter discusses important traits for an interviewer to possess, but on page 4, she also notes it's a skill that can be learned. I love it. This question, when a question surfaces multiple times, it's a sign we're thinking in the right direction collectively. So thank you all for this. We've seen this several times today. Is it more important to learn the skills or have a natural knack for it? Have a natural knack for it. Right? Of course, the obvious answer is both. And the natural skills will enable you. You're going to have higher success rate. But deal with what you have, right? Cream rises to the top. Sometimes there are inequalities that are, the deck can be stacked against you, is a reality we all must face. And you have to have the will and determination to keep fighting, to keep scrambling, the grit to push through if you want to make it. Maybe that brings us back to passion, right? And highlights why true passion matters so much. Because you need that passion to help you, to drive you when you're at wit's end, when you're on E, to get there to that destination point of whatever area of interest and emphasis you are looking to join, conquer, improve, and hopefully we're all heading in that sort of positive direction where we're seeking not only self-improvement, improvement of others, improvement on a local, communal, regional, state, societal level, perhaps even a global level. That's what we all want. We're all in this together. I'm out of questions, folks. Just as amount of viewers here. It has been an awesome treat serving you, exploring these questions in depth, having new eyes on the readings. As always, continue to do fantastic things. Churn out those amazing questions. Proofread, as always, we require. So look forward to those in the future. And we will see you, if not in the asynchronous dialogue, in our asynchronous interviews. All right. Have a great day.